I came into this film wanting to go, Bruce! And I left going, boo! I used to be the biggest Bruce Springsteen fan. I bought all of his albums, I went to see him in concert, loved him. As the years have gone on, I kind of look back at it and go, there's a lot here that sounds like bar band music to me, but, you know, he's still pretty great, pretty indelible. When he released the album Nebraska, however, which was in between The River and his seminal Born in the USA album, I was kind of underwhelmed. I'm not the biggest harmonica fan. Just acoustic guitar and harmonica just sounds like noodling to me. It just doesn't work for me. Although I liked some of the songs and I understood the intimacy of what he was trying to do, I appreciated it more than I loved it. So that brings us to the Bruce Springsteen biopic. Springsteen, Deliver Me From Nowhere, by writer-director Scott Cooper, whose work, to put it mildly, is morose. I mean, he did Crazy Heart, Out of the Furnace, which is like hellfire to me. I liked Antlers. That was kind of a fun departure horror film for him that I thought, okay, he's trying something different. But with Springsteen, we are back to morose. This is a film for those who can appreciate looks at depression and early life traumas. But for those of us who are looking for a thrilling look at Springsteen, this isn't going to be it. I mean, this is called Glenn Hates Everything for a reason, because this is going to be a film that I actually hate. I appreciated the swing, and I understand that when you're doing a biopic and you're not covering their entire life, you concentrate on something that's interesting, and I do believe that they are concentrating on something interesting, because in addition to looking at this period in Springsteen's life where he was dealing with depression and trying to face his childhood traumas, it's also a film about the process of making music. That part of it is fairly riveting, and it provides some of the levity that the rest of the film could have used. Because I'm willing to bet, dollars for donuts, as they used to say, that even when you're depressed, like Springsteen was, you do find humor. He seems to be a guy, at least publicly in interviews that I've seen, who kind of likes to joke around and laugh. And that is a great mask for depression, and I didn't see that here. And I think that this is a combination of Scott Cooper and the tone that he likes to set, which is consistent throughout his films, and Jeremy Allen White, who, as good as an actor I think he is, and I think that he would have given, for example, Al Pacino a run for his money as Michael Corleone in the original Godfather. On The Bear, he finds his moments, but I find him to be a joyless actor, and that is very true here. This is just devoid of joy, of fun. I kept wondering, why would anybody want to hang out with this guy or date him or work with him? It baffled me because he is so joyless. I like to say that Jeremy Allen White has resting buzzkill face, especially in this film. He just brings me down. I don't want to be around him, and I don't want to watch him sometimes. I had more fun watching him humorlessly take part in Hot Wings, Sean Evans' YouTube show where people eat hot wings. And even then, it was like, are you having any fun, Jeremy Allen White? I mean, what is the deal? Like, lighten the F up. And so this movie didn't work for me. As much as I appreciated its concentration on one particular period. So in addition to Jeremy Allen White, we have Jeremy Strong, who is John Landau, who's Springsteen's longtime manager and friend. And he does a really good subtle job in the film. I'm going to give him the credit because this is a little bit different than what you're used to seeing from Jeremy Strong. It's a bit recessive, it's a bit passive in a lot of ways, and yet his commitment to his friend, to Springsteen, to his client, is touching in a lot of ways. The best supporting performances, by far for me, were from Paul Walter Hauser, who plays a recording engineer who's in Springsteen's bedroom with him as he's recording Nebraska. And is kind of the audience surrogate. It's like, are you sure this is the kind of music you want to make and put out? This is really kind of dull and repetitive. It all sounds the same. Amen to that. I also like David Krumholtz as the record company executive who also doubted the merits of Nebraska and provides great relief, comic relief to Jeremy Strong's character when they're kind of talking back and forth about what to do with this problem called Nebraska. I enjoyed Stephen Graham and Gabby Hoffman as Springsteen's parents, mostly seen in flashback. Gabby Hoffman, this is the second appearance in the last week or so that's brief but effective. I wish it was used a little bit more. Stephen Graham is wonderful as Springsteen's father who has issues with rage and alcoholism and takes it out on his child. That's all very effective. Odessa Young plays a kind of composite girlfriend character of Springsteen's, and she is a local person from Jersey who he meets at the Stone Pony, which is a place where he would occasionally gig, especially in between tours, and he's just coming off the River tour at this point and is exhausted, but occasionally will step up to the stage with a local band and play. Odessa Young's character, Faye, is vivid. She's a fantastic actor. At first I thought it was Renee Rapp. They do have a resemblance, but she brings some real levity to this character. She's trying her best to bring Springsteen out of his shell, out of his moroseness. But after a point, I'm just like, why is she with him? I think what would have been more interesting is if they had really leaned into the fact that she's with him because he's Bruce Springsteen. You get a couple moments where she's kind of bragging about that, but I mean, he's so depressing. He tells her at the beginning he's got another girlfriend, and so she continues to pursue him, and they do date for a while. But why? I thought it would have been a more interesting, edgy movie had they made the choice that she just is, attached to him because he's, a soon-to-be megastar. I mean, he already was famous at this time, but it just wasn't, it went underexplored. So, I don't know, I found this movie to be not only just a slog and not only as depressive as its subject matter, I thought it was filled with a lot of tropes. There's a lot of overwritten dialogue that's too on the nose. It really kind of takes you through all of that sort of biopic bummer territory that, has been satirized in movies like Walk Hard. And this kind of felt like a parody of that parody in a weird way that I just kind of, I don't know, the movie was just a big flatline to me. And I'm sorry to say that because I am a fan. I admire Springsteen as a person and what he contributes to the world and his outspoken activism, his standing up for the working people of this country in a way that is logical, sane, not insane. And so I admire him, and I just thought, wow, they just kind of got a little too navel-gazy here for me, and it's just not fun. Now, other people are going to love this film. If they can key into that tone and appreciate it and love Jeremy Allen White when he's just sucking all the life out of a scene, then sure, you're going to love it. But if not, you may hate it too. I don't know. It's not working for me. I'd love to hear it if you have seen it. I'd love to hear your comments. And also check out my written reviews at thequeerreview.com. I sometimes will write about the same movie that I'm YouTubing about, and most times I'm writing about something completely different. The links are in the bio, and you should check it out. But until then, I don't know. What am I going to hate next? See you later.